I feel like the spirit of Taylor Swift is washing over us tonight.
Who put that in here?
I'm assuming that it was probably Ken, one of the producers here. He's a young guy, and she's a very good-looking Taylor Swift, of course, the country music star. T-Swizzle, as the kids call her.
Nobody calls her that.
I swear to God, they do.
No, you're so
No, I'm
shit.
telling you, they call her T-Swizzle.
No,
dude.
they don't.
Yes, they do.
Mm-mm.
Somebody write in 2guys1pod@me.com. Back me up here. The kids call her T-Swizzle. It's a true story. With the Beebs. She hangs with the Beebs all the time.
Oh, fuck my life.
Two Guys, One Podcast, the Sodom and Gomorrah podcast.
Yeah.
I'm one guy. I don't think I'm going to have a future as a North Korean athlete. Two Guys, One Podcast.
And I'm the other. Don't doubt me. Don't do it.
Two Guys, One Podcast, making fun of handicapped people since 1981. Two Guys, One Podcast. And this is the podcast. Welcome to Two Guys, One Podcast. I'm one guy.
And I'm the other.
And this is the podcast. Just couldn't let me have a nice thing, could you?
What are you talking about?
Let's see. Like a week and a half ago, 12 days, I think. Almost precisely 12. It's either 11 or 12 days, and I'm too lazy to do the math. I don't math too well. I think that's been established. Neither one of us do. About 12 days ago, I bought myself a car, sir.
You did. It's a nice car, man.
It's a very nice car. It's a very nice car. And then you went yesterday and bought a car that could eat my car.
I didn't do it on purpose, man.
You didn't. Are you saying you didn't, with malice in your heart, say, I'm going to trump my friend, one guy, just quash his hopes and dreams,
No, dude.
his aspirations to rise out of the middling class and ascend?
This is what wealth really looks like. No, God, no. That's so fucked up. No, your plan to get a new car just happened to coincide pretty closely with a plan I've been working on for a while. So
Right.
last year, man, last year, I wanted to buy myself a new vehicle. But my wife's was much older and you know, it just had a lot of wear on it that mine didn't. And so I knew at that time I could not buy myself a vehicle before buying one for her.
Right. I mean, that's part of the contract that you take on a little bit as when you get married. You're like, we're going to do this in stair step now. A lot of couples do their phones upgrades that way too, even. Okay, you get the new phone this year, I'll get the new phone next year.
Right. So for me to get a new car, I had to get one for her.
Yeah.
There's no way in hell I'm buying two cars at the same time.
No.
It's ludicrous.
You got to stair step that shit a little bit.
Yeah, so I had to wait about a year before I could get one. It just turns out my plan ended then.
It was about 10 days after mine. Well, I got like a week in the sun. Woohoo! The good news is I officially don't have the newest car in our relationship anymore, so you can drive everywhere again. I like that.
I'm glad you put in that week worth of work.
Yeah. We didn't even go anywhere. Like I think we went to Walmart once. We went to Walmart once to buy me something.
True story.
I really like it. You got a like a big fucking Jeep thing. Like it's a big honking SUV deal.
Nobody cares.
No, well, I mean, I talked about my little sexy soccer dad car. Yours is kind of a daddy car too.
Yeah, but I don't think people care the vehicle that I drive. Or I'm sure there are people listening who's like, man, I wish I fucking could get rid of this 10-speed bike. And here's this asshole, talking about some American gas-guzzling car he got. What an asshole.
You think so?
Yeah, man.
It's possible, I suppose. It is a nice car.
And if there's not, there should be.
I only know one guy that listens to our podcast that rides a bike, and he likes both of us, even though you're well off.
I only know one guy that listens to the podcast. Period.
You know me.
Yeah, but I don't count you.
Oh, all right. All right, then. We've had 3 guests at least on the podcast. They all listen to the podcast. That's good. That should be our new plan. We should slowly have all of the people in the world as guests, and then they'll adopt listening to the podcast.
Ooh,
too.
we could take one of our listeners and get them on.
You could. That's not a bad idea, actually. Pitch yourself as a future potential guest on Two Guys One Podcast. Send your application in now. 2guysonepod@me.com. Tell us why you'd make the best first via phone guest or whatever.
Yeah.
We haven't done that yet. All right.
Coffee's for closers.
Coffee's for closers. So it's been a while. You pointed it out earlier today. It's been a while since we've done any mistakes.
Yeah, we're getting good at this, man.
No, it's not been a while since we've made mistakes. It's just been a while since we've acknowledged any.
Bullshit.
I've never admitted to a mistake. I've made a huge mistake.
Eagle Joe wrote in.
Eaglet Joe?
Sure.
Turf War!
Eagle Joe. The other guy made a mistake.
I don't make mistakes. I make happy accidents.
He changed his definition of masturbation when explaining his dislike of the monkey tail idea.
Wait, how?
Well, as you defined it pretty clearly in episode 6, you and I had a little discussion about masturbation.
Yeah.
And you said that masturbation is only autoeroticism. It's you touching yourself.
Correctly.
So if you use a tool
Right.
or an application or whatever, that's not masturbation. That's a fetish.
Walk me through how that Robotel works again, please.
It wags
Okay.
based on brain waves.
Really?
Yeah. But you are not the one humping yourself. You are not you are
It's
not
moving.
physically
It
doing
is
it.
moving
Based on your mind?
based on your brain waves. It is not moving because of batteries that you have in it.
It does have batteries in it. The only way that it can run is if it's got batteries in it.
Brain waves, Ninja.
You are turning it on
And
with
it's turning
brain
you
waves.
on. I thought, man, you
You're
know.
going to count that as
look,
you're going to bullshit your way out of that and say that's a half mistake. Oh, well, that's not really
it's not a mistake. It's not a mistake. You are doing it yourself. Still. Here's the dealio. You know who would fucking love that thing?
Who?
Wendy.
Wendy who?
Wendy from Peter Pan, man.
Why do you say that?
She puts on the tail, right?
Right.
And puts the brainwave on Peter Pan.
Happy thoughts.
Ninja gotta fly.
I can fly, I can fly, I can fly.
And then Wendy's all like, oh, yes, you can. Dang. I need you to go get milk in Tokyo.
Nice. So that was your mistake. Own up to it or not.
Dude, it's not a mistake.
Here's my mistake. In episode 12,
Who the fuck is writing in now about episode 12?
nobody was. This is me. This is me going back and owning up to something. In episode 12, I talked about my trip to see The Dark Knight Rises at midnight. I went to see it midnight opening night, and I bitched about the nerds standing in front of me in line. Remember this?
Yeah, I remember.
One of the things that the nerds talked about, one of the things that I pointed out specifically on the show was that our local college team here, Louisiana Tech, had a chance to get into the BCS conversation this year. And I said, how ludicrous, how ridiculous, what an arrogant, nonsensical thing to say. 4 games into the season, we're about to be ranked, and if we win the next 2 games, apparently we're probably going to a BCS bowl game. So, the nerds were right.
Yeah. You didn't run enough statistical analysis, apparently.
I feel like a real asshole, I gotta admit.
Yeah.
I was pretty mean about them.
You didn't cross-mogenize your combobulator, man.
Cross-mogenize my combobulator? I never in a million years imagined a scenario under which we'd win the first 3 games of the season. Like, it's silly. They're way better than they had, I thought, any right to be. And so, yeah, that's a thing that we might have in front of us in the next couple of weeks. I mean, I guess technically maybe I'm not wrong yet, but they're in the conversation. They're about to be ranked, likely, and the nerds had it, and I didn't think so. I didn't believe.
How do you know you're not the nerd? Like, to them, they're the bee's knees to them.
Right.
To them,
I'm the outsider.
you're the old nerd standing in the back scoffing. BS.
I didn't laugh out loud.
You didn't chortle?
I didn't chortle. I almost never chortle.
I try to often. It's my favorite way to show pleasure.
Is to chortle?
It is part of my O-face.
What does Mrs. Other Guy think about that?
She ain't complaining.
You sent me a news story this week.
Yes, I did.
It was pretty impressive.
Depending.
What? Depending on what?
on whether you're the ET or the eater.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, no, I think it's impressive either way. Headline, this is from the Register, and this will be linked on the website. Oregon farmer devoured by own hogs.
That's awesome.
Jesus Christ, dude. Old McDonald got McEaten.
Yeah, he did.
DA describes demise as doggone weird.
The DA? The district attorney? You gotta be fucking kidding me. He is not quoted as saying doggone weird.
He is. That is, and it's in quotes.
Oh, no
it's in quotes.
way.
That's the district attorney. That's part of, now, you know, this is a situation where.
I wish I would have read the article now.
That's a soundbite. I love that you don't read the article.
I just sent it to you.
You know what's funny?
Read this for me.
I think normal people use bookmarking systems for that. You just use Joel.
Yeah.
You're just like, I'll send it to one guy.
Yeah.
He'll take care of it. Okay, so here's the deal. This was dated October 2nd. Authorities in Coos County, first of all,
That's doggone weird.
I think there's our problem. The DA's name is Cooter.
No,
course.
it's not. No, it's fucking not.
It can't be. But I'm saying your county's name is Coos County.
Can you spell that? Is that 2 O's or 4?
It's 2 O's.
All right.
No E though. COOS. So maybe it's Coos County. Maybe maybe it's not a hard ooze, but the way I'm going to read it is Coos County. Authorities in Coos County, Oregon, are investigating just how a 69-year-old farmer, of course he's 69 years old, ended up being eaten by his own monster hogs.
Oh, wait. Okay, if this farmer had not been eaten by these pigs, would they be described as monster hogs?
Perhaps not. Are you questioning the bias against these hogs in the news article? There's info below, I think, that'll color your impression of them as well.
I'm just saying, like that's
it's presumptuous.
No, I was gonna say sensationalism.
The remains of Vietnam vet Terry.
Oh wow, that's gonna tug at your heart.
Yeah, I know, right.
Which makes you think him getting eaten by the pigs was not the worst experience he had in his life. You know what I'm saying?
I'm pretty sure anyone that's ever been eaten by pigs, that is the worst experience.
And if it's not, it damn well should be.
Well, I'm saying it's at least the final experience.
I mean, it's better than 4th grade, not as bad as 3rd.
Yeah, It's had to be some pretty traumatic.
You beg for puberty.
It had to be some pretty traumatic shit to be worse than getting eaten by hogs. All right. The remains of Vietnam vet Terry Vance Garner were discovered at his farm outside Bandon several hours after he went to feed his animals. Are
there more than one towns called Bandon?
Yeah, apparently.
Because if there's not, then he could have wrote in abandon.
No. Here's the other thing, though. If you ever get hogs, I think you tell somebody, hey, I'm going to feed the hogs. If I'm not back in about 30 minutes, come see if I got eaten by the fucking hogs.
What?
Why? This guy's gone for several hours. Like, he goes out to feed the hogs, and he's gone for several hours, and nobody goes, hey, what's up with Pa?
Because he's fucking 69. It takes him 4 hours to take a dump. Like, do you think? Yeah, he's going to feed the hogs. It might take him a couple hours to do it, literally.
I think Terry had his shit together as far as feeding the hogs goes. A family member spotted the farmer's dentures on the ground.
No fucking way, man.
Then noticed pieces of Garner's body scattered throughout the enclosure. Yeah, the cause of death is currently a mystery.
Hogs.
Investigators are certain the hogs ate most of their owner, but further tests are required to determine whether he died of natural causes or was killed by his own beasts. Coos County District Attorney Paul Frazier said,
It's fucking beasts.
this, by the way, is the same guy who was quoted as saying it was doggone weird. That's right. Okay, so his name's, by the way, it's not Cooter, it's Paul Frazier. For all we know, it was a horrific accident, but it's so doggone weird that we have to look at all possibilities.
Think somebody pushed him?
Well, here's where the monster hogs come in. Some of Garner's hogs weigh in at up to 700 pounds, which is abnormally large, according to John Khalifer, head honcho at the Animal and Rangeland Sciences Department at Oregon State University.
Apparently, hogs can only get that big from a human diet.
Yeah, if they eat people.
Yeah.
You're saying this is like it's a Little Shop of Horrors situation? Like we need to start investigating the missing hitchhikers in the Coos County area?
It's more like a snatch situation.
Oh.
Hence the term greedy as a pig.
Oh, really? I'm going to feed you to the pigs. Khalifer noted that while domestic pigs aren't generally as obstreperous as their feral cousins, I guess he means they don't eat people as often, there is some degree of danger associated with any animal. A sow bit Garner last year when he accidentally stepped on one of her piglets. His brother, Michael Garner, said he was going to kill it, but when I asked him about it later, he said he had changed his mind. Perhaps he just made like a bargain with the pigs. He's like, look, I'm not going to fucking kill you yet, but you got to be nice to me. And so like they were laying in wait like, well, we got to take this dude out or I got a deadline.
I think his brother did it, man.
You knocked him off and then pushed him into the pig pit?
Yeah, like he's coming up against some hard time money situation, right?
Right.
And then he remembers that pig literally bit him last year. And it got his mind going. He's like, fucking, I'll get the pig to eat him.
He's just knocking him off for the insurance money, and he realized that the pigs were a credible way to make it happen.
I feel like this story needs to be part of a disclosure to a Life Alert commercial. We're there to help you when you fall.
When you fall in
unless you're being eaten by fucking pigs. And there's nothing we can do at that point.
You saw Hannibal, right?
Yeah.
There's the whole sequence in Hannibal at the end where he feeds the bad guys to the pigs, right?
Well, he was about to be fed to the pigs.
Yeah, that was the deal. They were trying to feed Hannibal to the pigs, but they end up eating the bad guys, don't they?
Yeah, he mind ninjas the assistant guy to shove him in.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
With all psychobabble.
The way that you shared this news story, you text messaged me and you said, the way I would least like to die.
Yeah. I don't want to be eaten by pigs, man.
That made me think about it if you could. At
if
first,
you could feed one of your friends to the pigs, who would it be?
No, that's fucked up. No. My first thought was...
Or what celebrity would you feed to the pigs?
No. My first thought was, although we could try that one too, my first thought was we should do, if you could pick the way that you were going to die, what would it be? But I think we would both say something to the equivalent of either asleep when we're about 99 or in the middle of sex when we're 104 or, something, maybe hurtling off a cliff in a race car at 112 or something like that. But other than that, I can't imagine we're going to pick anything too funny. So let's make it more narrow.
I would want to die like a mythological hero's death.
Oh, like saving a child from a burning building or something?
No. I mean, like, what happened to the other guy? Oh, fucking Hydra just bit his fucking head off, man.
What happened to one guy? Well, he personally took the blow from Zeus's thunderbolt last week. Yeah. Zeus was very angered at our lack of worshiping him. We've reinstated him as an elder god. Everything's back to normal now. But poor one guy.
Yeah, where was wasn't the other guy supposed to come into work today? Mermaid drowned him. That's how I would want to die.
Nice.
If I get to pick, that's it.
All right, so no to that. My question now is, if you could choose one thing to be immune from mortally, so one way that I can't die, for instance...
Cancer. Done.
Cancer right off the top, that's just it, no consideration of anything else. Like one of the things that comes to mind for me automatically is like, well, what if I said like I definitely don't want to die in a plane crash? Because then I would always you'd feel completely safe every time you got in a plane, right? And not only that, But you could stand up and tell everybody else too. You'd be like, "Hey, I got a deal, guys. We're gonna make it." Well,
no. Yeah,
No,
just
it's
because
not
you're immune to it
transitive.
doesn't mean they are. You can still crash. You're just the only motherfucker walking away.
I guess, or maybe, or what if fate pulls like the gray on you, and they're like, all right, fine, you survived the crane crash, you survived the plane crash, but we've crashed you in the middle of this wolf's den.
I think that's very specific to everybody.
What death would they not want to?
Right, like if say I was a Jew in Germany in I don't know the early 1940s, gas chamber would be what I would pick. Right? If I happen to be taking a cruise on the unsinkable ship, I'm going to say iceberg.
I gotcha. But I'm saying, okay, but right now, like let's say at what STD?
No, I was trying to figure out, how far can racist be funny?
Oh, nice.
I found that line.
And you walked back?
Yeah.
Nice.
Which makes you wonder how much worse it had to be than the previous one. Nah, I just won't talk about that.
No, like to me, like I don't want to die. I don't want to die of Alzheimer's. I don't want to get eyes. Well,
I don't think people die of Alzheimer's. When the coroner's writing your death certificate, it's not going to say death by Alzheimer's.
Well, yeah, I suppose that's true. I guess. What do people die of when they have Alzheimer's?
Different things, I guess. I mean, shit. I guess some of them get hit by cars.
That's not.
What? I'm just saying. You got to figure they wander out in the street, they get hit.
I guess your first one's pretty good. Cancer's pretty good. If we took cancer off the board,
I mean, if you look
we
at how
could really
like,
live
my
a
odds,
long time.
Yeah, my odds.
It's like cancer. Then really, all you got to worry about is heart health.
Yeah, which
prostate.
Does cancer
prostate's
count?
Cancer.
Yeah. Does cancer count as a natural cause?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, no. I think if they say died of natural causes, that's not cancer.
But it is a
natural.
natural cause.
Yes. Yeah. Cancer's pretty good. Cancer's a pretty good one. I mean, I guess I also don't want to die of I don't want to be eaten by a shark, but I'm not going to go in the ocean. That's how I'm going to solve that.
Yeah, I would not want to die. I mean, if I just take cancer away, I'm pretty good.
I guess that is the right answer. All right. Well, that was less satisfying than I thought it was going to be. So let's do the other fun one. If you could feed one celebrity to pigs.
Oh, yeah.
And, the world wouldn't be mad at you about it. And you wouldn't have, a conscience issue. Like, let's say, for some reason, there are some sort of pig gods that we have to appease, and so they're fine with it. They're going to go as a willing sacrifice. But you and I get to pick. Or you get to pick.
All right.
Honey Boo Boo is a child, or she would be,
I didn't even think about that shit. No way.
or she would be atop my list. She's a child, and so
Do
I'm
it,
not going to hold.
Feed her to the pigs.
I'm not going to hold her responsible yet. Her mother though, or grandmama, or whoever started that bullshit.
Right. So who's really transgressing here? The child or the mother?
Yeah, it's the parent.
Okay, the parent is. Then you don't kill the parent. You kill their kid. That fucks with the parent way worse.
What I want to do is I want to feed the mother to the pigs and then explain to Honey Boo Boo.
And then feed the pigs to Honey Boo Boo.
Well, no, that's a weird circle of life. Although in this world where we're just feeding celebrities, what are you looking for?
Man, I dropped a piece of beef jerky. And yes, it's on the floor. And yes, I'm still going to eat the motherfucker.
You're a man that loves his fucking beef jerky.
Found it.
It was way longer than the 10-second rule, and I think it's 5-second rule anyway. Or is it 3-second rule?
Here's the,
What's the deal with putting something on the floor and then eating?
10-second rule, but it never made it to the floor.
Okay.
It was in between the cushions.
Okay. So I'm not feeding Honey Boo Boo, but maybe her mother. Because that show, and I've never even watched it, but I have seen, maybe a total of 30 minutes of Toddlers and Tiaras over the years. Yep. And then I've seen the clips on whatever, when they're promoing that show. That show does not. That show should be Hiroshima'd out of existence. We should atomic annihilate everything we should burn down the sets and salt the earth around where they conceived of the idea. It makes people dumber. The fact that it exists makes us dumber. That has to stop. So I'd feed somebody responsible for that to the pigs, definitely.
All right. I thought about going the whole reality TV show route too, because I think it's just so polarizing. Like, it's easy to pick one that everybody hates and say, "Oh, I'd feed that fuck to the pigs."
Right. That's what you're saying. I took the easy way out.
Yeah, I think you did.
You laughed though.
Right. I mean, I think feeding a kid to pigs is hilarious.
You just think feeding. So if I would have said, "I want to feed the youngest Olsen to the pigs," you'd be like, "I'm down."
Who's the youngest Olsen?
I don't. Mary-Kate and Ashley's little sister. She's one of those tween stars.
No way. Mm-hmm. They have a sister?
Yeah.
All right.
You know they made like $1 billion last year in their clothing line.
I'm not surprised.
Like 1.5 or some shit like that. Those chicks are rich. Like, you know what? Fuck Honey Boo Boo. I'm gonna feed the Olsens to the pigs.
That's not.
Fuck them.
Well, that's not any better. Does it have to be an American celebrity?
Eat the rich. No, fuck it. You could eat somebody else. I mean, you could feed somebody else if you want to. Okay. Here's the deal. I can't think of anybody. I can't think of any international celebrities that I hate that much.
I would feed the pigs. Man, that's tough. I think Carrot Top's hair. Maybe.
Just his hair?
Yeah.
Like, so you'd hang him over the edge and let them begin to eat,
graze.
You know, and then like just before they get to the scalp, you rip him back out. And
no, they would have I mean, all of it. Like, they would have to de-scalp. I mean, it wouldn't kill him.
But rip, you're talking about rip is fucking is scalp him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Because here's the thing:
that close, they're going to bite the skull.
I would just like the dude to be called Carrot Top without that fucking hair, and then he would have to come to terms with how big of a D-bag he is.
You think being forcefully balded would take care of that?
If it were by pigs.
The pigs would get the message across? I don't think so. I don't think there's any way to get across to Carrot Top exactly. But although, I say this, he was on Mark Maron's show not too long ago, and apparently he's not quite such a D-bag. Like, he does a thing, but that's just what he is on stage. Like,
dude's jacked.
Yeah. But I mean, like, he's got a shtick, and you and I don't really care for his shtick, but apparently a lot of people do, because they keep paying that man.
Yeah, but would you keep paying somebody named Carrot Top who was bald?
Well, maybe he'd go by Cue Ball or something then. Flat Top. He could be Flat Top since, like maybe it like is slightly malformed when the skin grows back. No.
We're moving on.
That's all I got, actually.
No, we got some more listener mail.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we do. My bad. So here's a little listener mail.
DeVale is here! Ooh.
This comes from the guy with abundance of names. He of many names. Writes in about video games.
Oh, yeah.
When I was younger, I thought my brother was the shit at Nintendo. I would hardly ever get to play the NES, but he was able to breeze through games. Friends, I have seen the greats beaten. Sadly, I lack my brother's skills. Compared to him, I will probably always suck at video games. But one day I was hanging out with some friends at the local college radio station. They had an old NES hooked up. Some freshmen were struggling to get past the first stage of Super Mario Bros. 3. Can I try? I asked as he handed over the gamepad. I remember how my hand melded with the plastic as I literally swooped to the end of the first stage. I tried to hand the controller back, but he said, No, you seem to know what you're doing. I quickly found the white block in the third stage, crouched behind it, falling behind the stage, and received the first warp whistle. Then I found the second in the castle, and third behind the Boomerang Brothers. I used all three and handed the controller back to the freshman. Now, everyone my age knows that finding the warp whistles and getting to World 8 isn't hard. It's like The exact same thing they did in that movie Wizard.
Yep.
It's the only thing that Fred Savage has ever been responsible for teaching us. That was Fred Savage, right?
Yeah, but it was his
It was his younger brother.
Stepbrother, I think.
Was Savage's stepbrother?
Yeah. Because his twin sister ended up dying, and that was kind of like the whole thing
yeah.
through the whole movie.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
I think if they haven't seen Wizard by this point, I don't think anybody's going back to like study the origin of the Power Glove. Here's what was big about Wizard, though. They debuted the footage of Super Mario Brothers 3.
Yeah. Before the game was released.
It was like months before it came out. And there was so I mean, I don't know, we were like 7, 8 at that point.
And it showed you a trick.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, it was advanced knowledge, not only of what the game was going to be like, which was scarce in the days pre-internet, but it was advanced knowledge of tricks in the game. See, it was so amazing. Anyway, to the freshmen who had never seen The Wizard, they looked at me as if I had just performed magic. Thanks for reminding me. Sincerely, he of many names. Yeah, man. Super Mario Brothers 3 was the shit. That movie was terrible. But
Whatever.
It had the Power Glove, and it had the fresh footage of... Also, the idea that there were these contests and tournaments where you could, like, not only play video games before they were available, but win money or prizes by doing so. And, of course, now you actually can do that. There's, like, professional gaming circuits or whatever. But, yeah, that was, like, one of the coolest movies in my life at the time that it was released. It's on Netflix. I think I'm going to go watch that now.
If it's so bad, why watch it?
It's bad, but it's nostalgic. Like, it's in my head. It's a thing from my past, you know?
I think you just like Christian Slater, to be honest with you.
Is Christian Slater in that too?
Yes.
No way.
You got to be kidding me.
No, I didn't remember Christian Slater being in it. Is he the older guy with the Power Glove? He's not the guy with the Power Glove, is he?
No, he's like, I want to say he's one of the stepbrothers too.
Yeah, I got to go see that. So here's what we want you to do. Go to twoguysonepod.com and you can watch the latest videos from our playlist. You can listen to the latest episodes, of course. Subscribe to us in iTunes or hit the support button if you do any shopping on Amazon.com. And honest to God, who's not shopping on Amazon.com? Click through those links there before you do, and we'll get some credit for that. We appreciate it. It won't cost you anything extra, but it helps us keep the lights on. Don't forget to email us, twoguysonepod@me.com, twoguysonepod@me.com, and visit us on Facebook, facebook.com/twoguysonepod.
You know who else was in Wizards?
Who else?
Wizard? Tobey Maguire.
No way.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. I'm definitely going to watch this on Netflix now.
After you watch it on Netflix, tell me who Tobey Maguire was in the movie.
Okay. You going to quiz me next week?
Good luck, fucker.
Is he like unbilled? I mean, he's not unbilled because you obviously know that he's in it, so he must be billed.
Yeah, he's got to be. I would think.
You're suggesting that I probably won't recognize him, though.
No.
Okay. I got to tell you, I'm not positive that I would recognize Tobey Maguire if I saw him in the street.
Really?
I don't really care that much. Like, I don't like him. He's all right. He's kind of worn out his welcome. I wouldn't feed him to the pigs or anything, but...
You know who I'd feed to the pigs?
Who?
Phyllis Diller.
She's still alive?
Nope. That was the joke.
Well, that's cheating. What about Paula Dean's husband?
No. Paula deserves somebody to go home to.
After she's done cooking you dinner all day?
Oh, whatever. I mean, I'd be helping her, you know.
You would, wouldn't you? You'd work in the kitchen.
Especially right now, because you know it's cookie time.
It's cookie time?
Yes.
Why is it cookie time?
Fall is cookie time, man. Fall is the beginning of cookie season.
There's a cookie season? How did I miss out on this? I don't really eat cookies.
Okay, I'm just saying. Any kind of cookies that are really baked in the summer? I mean, does a lot of people start baking in the summer? No.
No.
People aren't baking in the spring either.
Well, I mean, around here, I guess. But that's not true everywhere, is it? Like, people bake all year, don't they?
No, but baking goes from being like a 1 to like a 9 million.
When the weather cools off.
Yes.
Like, it's fall in the air. Let's make some motherfucking cookies.
Yeah, mostly because sugar cookies. Man, people love to decorate some motherfucking sugar cookies.
Well, they're really easy to make, too.
Oh, look, it's a pumpkin. Yeah. That pumpkin's delicious. Tasted just like that Christmas tree.
I think there's a lesson in there somewhere about equality.
I'm just saying, it's the start of cookie season, and I am delighted.
Well, maybe we should solicit fans if you've got a wonderful cookie recipe to share with the other guy. Email it in, 2guys1pod@me.com.
Number 1, I don't bake. Number 2, I'd want you to just mail me the fucking cookies so I can eat them. Number 3, I don't trust nary motherfucking one of y'all to be sending me something in the mail to eat. So don't do that either.
That's why I was saying a recipe you can put together yourself.
No, I'm not going to do it.
You're not gonna. So who's gonna bake these cookies? These imaginary wonderful cookies for you all fall long. Where are you getting your cookie supply from?
The bakery.
Mrs. Other Guy doesn't bake. Well, shit, you could buy. Let me tell you something. The bakery does not shut down in the summer. It may be hot, but the bakery still has to bake things.
Yeah, dude. But I only hunt during deer season. I only eat cookies during motherfucking cookie season.
Yeah, I bet you don't wear white after Labor Day either, do you?
Man, that was abolished in 2007. Goddamn, pick up a Vanity Fair.
I'm sorry. I gotta get my style together.
P.S. I have no idea if any of that's true.
I don't know that. I actually do think there's some new rule about white. And I bought a white car, so I don't care. I'm going to wear white if I want to wear white. I don't have that much shit that's white anyway, though. Like, I got white T-shirts, but I don't wear those out a lot of places.
Yep.
How's that beef jerky?
Delicious.
All right.
I got a Man Scout badge.
Do you actually?
Yep.
You're not just pulling this out of your ass?
Don't I pull all of them out of my ass?
Well, yeah, I suppose that's true.
Yeah, I got one.
All right.
Badges. We don't need no stinking badges. You know what? I might want that as the theme, as the header into it.
Well, that's not bad. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah.
That's a great idea, actually. I'll get that clip. And it'll go here.
And today's Man Scout badge.
Here.
Badges? We ain't got no badges. We don't need no badges. I don't have to show you any stinking badges.
Is the genealogy badge.
All right.
So if you're a Boy Scout, like you make a family tree, but it has to go back like so many generations.
Yes.
And then you get like your genealogy badge, which is cool.
The Man Scouting badge is not cool, I bet.
No, this isn't really one I would want.
Yeah.
I mean, not really.
Right.
Well, I mean, you could make it into a good badge, but it's not as funny.
All right. Do the bad one.
Okay. If you have slept with someone in your family tree, you get the genealogy badge. Now, I'm not talking about like second cousin. I mean, this could be your great aunt's
on the third side,
yeah,
or
yeah.
even
like if you can,
or even one of those fucked up situations where like technically her stepbrother was your third cousin,
right?
But there's no blood.
But if you can shake, if it is on your tree,
she shows up at a family reunion kind of deal,
yeah.
or whatever, and it's like, well, that's a little weird, cause
yeah,
you know,
and I wish people would see if they could find someone they hooked up with in their family tree. Everybody in a small town, you're fucked.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you look far enough, you could probably find somebody that's, you know, like second cousin twice removed on my mother's side through marriage kind of deal, you know.
Yeah.
Especially in a small town.
Still creepy, man. Still creepy.
I've never gotten the badge. Thank God. I do have like 2 or 3.
You know people who have this badge?
No, I do have 2 or 3. And these are distantly, they're like sixth cousins, and one of them was by marriage too. when I was like 12 or 13, I was like, well, how bad would it be? You know what I mean? Like in my head, I was like, oh, because they're really attractive. Like they were awesome. And they were really outgoing. And so like you get together like once a fucking year with that part of your family and you're like, hey, it's a hot chick that I don't know. It's not, they weren't like family. They were like these people that I saw once in a while. I could see that far out, how it could happen when you're a teenager.
Oh, yeah. Here's the deal. I don't think I have this badge either, but I did sleep with my best friend's aunt at one point in my life.
Yeah, that would.
But I wasn't trying to get the genealogy badge, man. I was trying to get the archaeology badge.
Yeah. How did he take it, or does he know?
Oh no, he found out.
It was, your aunt's hot, man. What do you want?
No, here's the deal. She wasn't.
Oh, nice.
Not even close. Like, yeah, I slept with the dude's aunt, but really, who got the last laugh?
I'd say, I don't know. I think we all got a groan. Oh,
like she's completely unattractive. Like if you're listening, close your eyes. Imagine the worst person you've hooked up with, or the worst person you've thought about hooking up with. Multiply the hideousness by 4 out of power of 70. And that's what I fucked.
Yeah.
So I would, the story would get around to other friends and kind of laugh about it until he sent them a picture of her.
And then he got the last laugh. It was like, you fucked that chick. Oh.
Yeah. It's kind of a fucked up story, man.
I'm trying to think if I ever hooked up with a friend's sister or cousin or aunt. Well, I never hooked up with a friend's aunt. I never hooked up with a friend's sister either. I always kind of felt like that was out of bounds.
I hooked up with a friend's sister.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I wanted to hook up with our mutual friend's sister when I first saw a picture of her.
I don't have a clue what she looks like.
She's a very pretty girl. She's also really fun. I mean, she's our mutual friend without all the curmudgeon. And she's, a pretty girl as opposed to a tall, rangy man.
That doesn't help correlate it to me at all.
Yeah, no.
That's a horrible description.
No, I'm saying she acts like, never mind. Anyway, that's as close as I ever came. I was like, hey, she's kind of hot. And he was like, hey, not so much.
That's funny. Bueller.
Yeah, that's it.
You don't have anything else to talk about?
Mm-mm. I really don't.
Man, I thought I had grand plans for
tonight. We banged through it, man.
How long have we been recording?
50 minutes.
Man, it's going to be a 30-minute show.
No, it's not. It'll be 45 minutes or so.
And it should be a 30-minute show.
No. I mean...
You're talking about total with music?
Yeah. I mean, no, it'll be about... With music and all the production and stuff, it'll be about 48 minutes like it always is.
Here's the deal. My wife asks me after every time we record, what do we talk about? I never remember.
And then she says, well, how was the show? And you're like, yeah, it was not very good. And then almost every week you text me and go, hey, that was pretty funny, man. We talked about some good stuff. But here's the deal.
As soon as you just said, hey, I think that's it for the day, I'm having trouble remembering what we just talked about the past hour. Like my mind has already clicked off and I'm on to something else.
You just on to the next one. You know how many there have been?
Oh my God.
I didn't mention it at all. Asshole. I'm not going to talk about it now either.
Such an asshole.
However, that is another one.
Nope. I'm not doing it.
You're not doing what? You're not closing the show?
Nope.
Why not?
Because your actions come with consequences, man.
What actions?
I told you.
I didn't
last episode.
It.
I told you last episode. We ain't splitting hairs here, homie. I told you last episode. Stop doing it. It's fucking stupid.
I didn't do it.
But you did.
No, I didn't. I just ribbed you on the way out. I was looking for a fucking joke. That's all I was looking for.
Didn't work.
It did. I got a chuckle. I chortled.
Well, just to let you know, I'm not closing the show now.
That's all right. I got you recorded saying
That's your punishment.
Many times.
That's your punishment.
What's my punishment?
Me not closing the show.
And
this will forever be an unfinished show. Whether you put some recording of me saying it already.
Saying what?
Exactly. I'm not falling for that shit.
Not falling for what shit?
Yeah. I know what you're doing. I'm not saying it. This show will forever be unfinished. And if it stays that way, then we can't really say episode 22 next week. Because this one ain't fucking done no matter how you edit it.
That's not true at all.
In my heart, it is.
Oh, God, all this. As we just established right before you said this, when we walk out the door, you will forget what we talked about. So if I cut this part out, you won't even know that you said it.
No. I can hold a grudge.
No, you can't.
Yes.
Yeah, you can. But it's not fair. Because I didn't say, we haven't talked about, I haven't broken the rules. You established a thing and then you changed the rules on me posthumously. You were like, hey, if X then Y, and then you changed X. All of a sudden there was a Z and you were like, that counts too. Z motherfucker. When you never said anything about Z to begin with.
Look, homie, I'm just following the example given to me by our great forefathers with the creation of the Declaration goddamn of Independence. I can amend whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, but you got to have a plurality of the states.
No, I do. This is a other guyocracy.
This is not another guyocracy.
This is the otherocracy.
This is another ocracy.
And in this here otherocracy, I do what I want.
It's my body. I do what I want with it.
Yeah. So if I want to amend a previous statement,
okay,
without submitting
to the Bureau of
of
ridiculous statements.
ridiculousness, then I can.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So I'm not ending the show. If you hear this, it's a previously recording ending to the show.
Yeah, I've definitely got that. I'm one guy. that hole over there is the other.
If you say so.
And this has been the podcast. I should have done your voice. And I'm the other.
I don't sound like that.
In the Joelocracy.
Touche.